Hello, my name's Naomi Farrelly and it's my pleasure to present this next session in our Small Business Big Impact program. Today we are joined by Christine Blosdale, who will be presenting a session on podcasting and YouTubing for your small business. Christine is an international Amazon #1 best-selling author, motivational speaker and intuitive business coach who guides her clients with an internal wisdom that's garnered her the nickname of the Idea Coach. She's an award-winning radio personality with 2 decades of experience who has raised over $18 million for not-for-profit organisations and private companies. In addition to being the host of Out of the Box with Christine, the podcast for conscious folk, she recently was named an icon of influence and has been a featured speaker for events and seminars both live and in person. Currently, she is promoting her latest #1 Amazon International best-selling book, Your Amazing Itty Bitty Podcast Book, the top 15 reasons why you need to tap into the power and profits of podcasting, and continues to expand her global intuitive and podcast coaching business at christineblosdale.com. As this is a pre-recorded session, Christine will be available to answer questions by using the chat function throughout the duration of the presentation. There's no need to wait till the end of the session. This recording will also be made available on the platform for another 3 months, so that you can watch it again with your clients and colleagues who weren't able to join us today. This session is proudly sponsored by Spark CoWork.
Hi everyone, I'm Christine Blosdale and I am super excited to be with you today. I am the author of the international #1 Amazon best-selling book called Your Amazing Itty Bitty Podcast Book, the top 15 reasons why you need to tap into the power and profits of podcasting. And today I'm going to be talking about all those different reasons, why it's so important to get into podcasting right now and to use podcasting and your YouTube channel as a business builder. It's not just about having your own show, which is great, about sharing your expertise and your passions, your wisdom with the world, but it's also about using a podcast and YouTube channel as your business builder. And if you want to get this book, you can on Amazon. You can get the Kindle or the paperback version. It's available internationally right now. And we're going to be talking a little bit about some of the aspects of the book in today's presentation. So welcome. I am so excited that you're with me today. If you want more information about what I do, I'm an intuitive business coach. Also, I am a podcast and YouTube trainer, and you can work with me all different ways. Just go to christineblosdale.com. You're spelling it like that, christineblosdale.com, and you can work with me in a whole bunch of different ways. And I'd love to be on that journey with you, creating your podcast show, creating your new business from your podcast and or YouTube channel. We also have group coaching sessions as well as individual one-on-ones. So you can check out all the information though at christineblosdale.com. And now let's get into my presentation for today. And I hope that I get you super excited about this amazing world, the incredible world of podcasting. So here we go. The power of podcasting, how you can tap in to the passion and profits of this incredible opportunity. First, a little bit about me. My name is, of course, Christine Blosdale. I am a on-air host, director of development, and former general manager of an amazing radio station in Los Angeles called KPFK. It's on 90.7 FM in the Los Angeles area. I am a multi-million-dollar fundraiser. At this point in my career, I've probably raised about $20 million for the nonprofit network Pacifica Radio. And I do that by knowing what people really, really want and having the ability to communicate that to a large audience. So I'm very proud of that record, and I hope to raise lots more in the future. I am also the host and producer of the podcast show called Out of the Box with Christine, the podcast for conscious folk. I talk about everything from health, wellness, spirituality, and I talk to some amazing master teachers that are walking around on the planet and bring them to my audience on a regular basis, not only through the audio podcast, but also through my YouTube channel. I am a motivational speaker and podcast radio coach, intuitive business coach. I am also a #1 Amazon best-selling author. We mentioned that in the beginning. This beautiful book that I love getting out to people because it gets them super excited about the possibilities of podcasting. I'm also happily married to the most beautiful woman in the whole wide world. I have 5 planets in Scorpio for those who are keeping track and are into astrology. That means I am quite intense and magical like a unicorn. This is my beautiful wife, Tracy. Just to let you know again a little bit about me. I have finally met my soulmate, my twin flame, my beautiful, beautiful partner for the rest of my life, Tracy Blosdale. So my podcast show is called Out of the Box with Christine. It is the podcast show for conscious folk, and I've been doing it for several years now. And it is one of my favorite things in the whole wide world because I get to meet amazing people. That's one of the things that I talk about in Your Amazing Itty Bitty Podcast book, is that you get the opportunity to meet people that you admire, if they're authors, if they're speakers. Now, I want to welcome you to the wonderful world of podcasting. If you've been thinking about it, if you've been thinking about jumping off, but have been hesitant, you've been worried, you've been nervous, you've been thinking it's going to be too much, please put that out of your head, because now is the perfect time to start your podcast. With an estimated 800,000 active podcasts, and actually, since I created this slide, I believe it's probably over 1 million right now, but there are quite a few active podcasts in over 100 different languages. Obviously, podcasting is the fastest growing information and entertainment platform in the world. And the best news is that it's growing every single day. Again, if you're someone who's a passionate vegan, or if you can feed your family for under $20 a day, if you're a single mom at home, there's an audience for you for this. Don't think that you don't have enough expertise in a particular area, because every single person is an expert in something, and there is an audience. Trust me, in all those millions of people, 60 million people worldwide listen to podcasts each and every week. There's an audience for what you have. Trust me. Now, here we get into the possibilities when you have your own podcast show, the things that you can do with the realm of podcasting. It is the new gold rush, and now is the time to get in. Don't wait, don't hesitate, jump in today. If you can, get started. Find a coach, a mentor, sign up for a program if you can, but find somebody that can help you get through the beginnings of creating your podcast to save you time, energy, and money. Those are the key things that you want to do. And if you'd like to work with me, great. I'll have an offer at the end of this program. You're more than welcome to contact me and to get started, but make sure you go with someone, you work with someone who knows what they're doing, okay? It'll save you a lot of time and frustration. So if you wanted to create your own podcast, there are, again, there's always an audience for what you have to offer, always. Podcasts allow you to tap into an audience pool potential of millions of listeners, and each and every podcast show is an opportunity for you to promote your brand or business. Just don't make it an infomercial. I always, when I coach clients, podcast clients, I always tell them, you can promote your business. If you're an amazing counselor or coach or speaker, or you provide a service, if you're a financial consultant, if you do taxes, if you're an accountant, if you're a real estate agent, you can have an incredible show and get wonderful listeners and get your message out there and promote your business, but don't make it all about your business. Don't be salesy. Do not make it an infomercial. If you do, you will lose people, because we don't like commercials. We don't want infomercials. Give us information and let us decide if we want to work with you, if we want to buy your product or your service. But this is something that I really coach people at the very beginning to make sure that it doesn't sound too salesy. There are multiple revenues of income available in podcasts and the /YouTube channel, and I can get into that a little bit more a little bit later, but it's absolutely amazing the different revenue streams that you can have with your show. Now, if you don't want to actually create your own show and you still want to use podcasting to expand your business or your brand to let other people know about your services, you can become a guest on a podcast show. And every single person that I work with that I have a client is a business client. I tell them to get on podcast show. First of all, podcast shows, there's so many of them, they're always looking for guests. They're free marketing opportunities for your brand and or business. They are free, free, free. And I'll tell you something. If anyone says, well, you can come on my podcast show if you pay me a fee, run. Run, 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 run. I know there are podcasters that do that and they charge a fee, and that's all well and good, but I recommend to my clients, do not do that. It's really, really important for you to use all the, almost 1 million podcast shows. Use those resources because it is free to promote your brand or your business and to give their listeners something. I always, one of the business tips that I have on this is that if you do get to be a guest on a podcast show, always offer the listeners, and you can tell the host before you actually go on air, offer them a free gift, offer them something of value. So they either need to go to your website or they need to email you, but offer them something. If you have a program and it's normally, $200 to the public, offer them a free gift. If it's an ebook, if it's a course, something that you've already created that you can gift to them for free. And it's a great way for them to get to know you a little bit better. And everybody loves a free gift, right? And it's a great lead magnet as well, because once you do that, then you can start establishing that rapport. And maybe even what I do is I offer a complimentary 20-minute strategy session that is very valuable because my time is really rare. And it is very, very valuable to have 20 minutes with me. And usually I go over that 20-minute mark. But that is something that I offer people because it is high value. I get to know them. They get to see me. They get to fall in love with the work that I do, and they become my clients. So another thing that I have a suggestion, a strong suggestion for my clients, is to make sure that they get interviewed as much as possible. Be a guest on other podcast shows. If you have your own show or if you're just a business or brand, it doesn't matter. Get interviewed as much as possible because exposure is the key. I was a guest on Tim Ray's show called The Good Intentions Show, and I could never have reached his audience on my own. I was a guest on his show. He promoted me. I promoted him, and it was a win-win situation. But you want to be a guest on other people's shows because you're going to reach an audience that there's no way you could ever reach on your own. And it's just great experience as well. Communicating, dialogue, having that art of the interview style. I really highly recommend it. Okay. Are you excited yet? You getting any goosebumps? Are you feeling this at all? I hope so, because I'm excited for you actually right now. So some of the things that you can talk about, people go, well, what kind of podcast show would I have? What can I talk about? Oh my gosh, it's the possibilities are endless. These are just a few of the different genres or a few of the different ideas that you can think about. Some people who are really addicted to Netflix and watching Netflix, you could have a program kind of based on that. Be careful about using the name Netflix though, because they might come after you. But here's some other ones. In Our 70s and Still Sexy, Gluten-Free and Loving It, Parents and Families of Autistic Children, Cleaning and Organization, Shortcuts, Tinkering with Tech Geeks, True Crime Book of the Week or True Crime Novel of the Week, Veterans Helping Veterans. There's ways for you to use your podcast show to bring attention to issues and organizations that a lot of people don't know about, and you can really make an important change and help people. And one of the greatest things about becoming a podcaster is you do get to embrace your inner techno geek just a bit. Your podcast basics, though, the things that you need, I'm always asked, what is it that I need to get started? Really what you need is the energy, the passion, and the time, but you do need a couple things technically as well. And that would be a good computer with a strong Wi-Fi connection, obviously, so you can have your interviews, and headphones help, but a rock solid microphone is the most important aspect of this journey. And if you want to have links to some of those suggestions of microphones and software for your podcast show, that's going to be included in the ebook that I am making available to you for free with this presentation. So you can check that out and check out the area where we talk about microphones. There's a few different ones that you can choose from. And of course, there's going to be the recording and editing software that you will need as well, and a professional hosting service. That's where you're going to be able to shoot up all your podcast shows so that the world can enjoy them. And I have a preference myself because I actually use one, a particular one that I really am happy about. It's easy to use and it's extremely professional. Another thing I suggest is you create a companion website and YouTube channel. Of course, you want to register your domain name. Do not go through any other resource except for Google domains. It is really important that you get your website domain from a reputable source and from somewhere that you know it's going to be safe and in your control. So I really recommend that. Make sure that it's as close to your podcast name as possible. I have secured outoftheboxwithchristine.com because I wanted to make sure that I had a page dedicated to my podcast show. So it has information about where people can subscribe to it. It has past episodes. It has the current episode. It has also a little button where you can, if somebody wants to be a guest on the show. So it's really important to have that companion website or web page for your podcast show. And you can promote upcoming episodes if you want. The YouTube channel is extremely important for this because you're going to expand the reach of your podcast. So it's not just an audio podcast through Apple Podcasts, iTunes type thing, Spotify. But when you get a YouTube channel, you can take your show and reach a potential of millions of people. And YouTube is the really the most important resource that you're going to have because YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world, owned by the number one search engine, Google. So I highly recommend that you create that YouTube channel to air your podcast shows. That means you're going to have to be doing some video. That means you might have to be on camera, so get comfortable with that. Just to give you an example, these are shows that, and these numbers have actually increased now. I did a podcast show many, many years ago. It was one of my first ones called An Interview with a Master Narcissist. I had no subscribers. Nobody knew who I was. My podcast show was just beginning. I literally had nobody knowing who, what, where, why, what Out of the Box with Christine was all about at all. And one of the very first shows I did was an interview with a master narcissist. What I did is I took that audio podcast, I put it up on YouTube, and it's not even a video, it's slides, it's visuals, it's just images, still images. But the audio of that show is up on YouTube. And at the time I made this slide, it was 263,000 views. Now I think it's close to 280, almost 300,000 views on YouTube, promoting the show, talking about a very serious subject matter, narcissism, and how to escape a narcissist. But this is to show you that I could not reach 250,000 people just by doing the audio podcast alone. I needed to do the video component and put it on YouTube. And that's what I coach all of my clients on. I work with them on creating that YouTube channel. And the potential reach of once you get a YouTube channel to mirror your podcast show, it's exponent. It's huge. Again, are you excited yet? A little bit? Want to reach millions of people or 250,000 people with your programming and tell them about your service and the things that you do to help the world? This is what you want to do. And this is what I encourage all of my clients to do. All right. The most important thing, and as I was talking about earlier, you got to get a mentor or a coach. If you're going to start doing this, it's really important. You could get burned out. You can get frustrated. You could put a lot of money and time and effort and go, this is too overwhelming. I personally like to take people by the hand and go step by step by step by step. Some folks are already pretty far advanced and they're very comfortable being on air. They're comfortable being in front of a microphone. They're comfortable being in front of a camera. That's awesome. But if you're someone who's a little shy, if you're someone who doesn't like the sound of your voice, but you have something important to give the world, I would love to work with you. If you are feeling a bit overwhelmed by it all, don't worry. You're in great company because there's lots of people that feel that way. And I just want to really reiterate, if you're ready to get started, but you need some guidance, get yourself a qualified mentor or coach, someone who can offer their expertise to help you save money and time and frustration. And it doesn't matter if you want to produce your own podcast show or if you want to be a guest on a show. You really, really want to have a mentor or coach to help you get started. And I would love to be that person for you. If you feel in me, if you like what I'm talking about, and if you'd like to see my testimonials from people that I've worked with, I've got tons of them. I've got rave reviews for the work that I've done. Again, helping people get their business to get their new business started and create a business out of their podcast and or YouTube channel. I would love to work with you. If you want more information on me, of course, you can go to christineblosdale.com. But I wanted to also offer something very special to you today. And for those of you who want to work with me and have been inspired, I've got an exclusive offer for you. So most of my clients start off in this way. They do a 4-week one-on-one podcast coaching program with me. That means I work with you. It's 4 weeks. It's about an hour and a half each session, and I work very intensely, and we get a lot covered. Now, the difference is everyone else has to pay more money for it, but if you're able to sign up today, and you can do this by using a special promo code that I put here, you're going to go to this bit.ly link, and I'll make sure that this is included. It's the bit.ly/4-week training course. If you go there, you just need to, at checkout, use the promo code PODCASTME, all caps, PODCASTME22, and you will get this program with me, again, one-on-one. We meet several times and we go over everything, and you're going to get it for only $14.95, and that's insane when you think about the amount of work that we're going to be doing together. Everything is recorded for you, all of our sessions. I customize a package just for you so that we can work on building the best strategies to expand your business, to bring attention to what you do. And also, you're going to get some freebies. You'll get the So You Want Your Own Podcast Show. Of course, you get that ebook, and a very valuable, something that's very valuable. You're going to get an on-air thank you or ad in a future Out of the Box with Christine program that is heard on all the major platforms. That is a $1,250 value alone, and I'm going to do that to promote your business or your podcast show. That's included with this 4-week training, and at the end, you will have the beginnings of your podcast show and or YouTube channel. That is an amazing package, and that's my gift to you today for a huge discount if you go to that web link, and we'll include that here. Now, for those who really want to work intensely with me and want to go a bit further, I have a 6-month program. The spaces for this are extremely limited. I only have a few left, and that's because the time involved from me is quite intense. It's a lot. I get to work with you on a very personalized basis, and we get to spend a lot of time together. So I love this. It is a huge package, and that's included in this 6-month master program, as well as a 1-year VIP membership into my group coaching program called the Boss AF Boot Camp. We meet twice a month, and it is a lot of fun. 24 sessions in all for the entire year. And this entire package, the value is well over $8,500. The spaces for this are extremely limited, so I only have a few spots left. If you're interested in that, you can go to the link that will be included in the notes of this program. That's bit.ly/6-month mentor. Again, these links, all these links to these offers will be included in this presentation, and I just want to say I'm so very happy that you got to be with me today, and I hope that I inspired you. I hope I got you excited about the potential, about the possibilities of you creating your own podcast show. Whatever you do, take today, take the inspiration that you had, the goosebumps that you had, and get started. Do it. Don't put it off another day. Get started and get a coach. Get the tools that you need so that you can share your passions and your expertise with the world, because we really need it right now. We need your voice. And it doesn't matter your age. It doesn't matter your background. We really need to hear from you and share that wisdom with the world. And if you'd like me to be part of your journey and to help you along the way, I'd be more than honored to. You can contact me again at christineblosdale.com. Or you can email me at outoftheboxwithchristine@gmail.com. That's outoftheboxwithchristine@gmail.com. Thank you again so very much for being with me today. And I hope to hear your podcast show and see you on YouTube real soon. Bye for now. Bye.
Thanks, Christine. That was a great session. We really appreciate your time to contribute to the growth of small business in Port Stephens. Christine will be available to answer any further questions that you have over in the meeting hub. You can pop over there and catch up with her at a time that's convenient to you. We'll see you soon in the next session. Thank you.